What brought me to Jackson Street was I had family problems, like really bad family problems, and I ran away, like my first time ever running away. Like that was my last resort, was running away. But I ran away for maybe like 3.5, 4 days. My teacher, one of my favorite teachers, she knew that I ran away because the whole school, like the teachers and stuff knew. And she told my best friend, because she obviously knew my best friend would know. And she goes, have her come to school, like come straight to my classroom, don't go anywhere else, just come to my classroom first. And so I went to her classroom and we talked and stuff, and we went to my counselor. And they had to notify my parents, my dad. My counselor mentioned Jackson Street, and so my dad called, like they both called, my counselor and my dad, and they took me that same day I came back to school. And that's how I got into Jackson Street, was that day. I came that night after school. When I first came into shelter, I thought it'd be kind of like bad, because like I just never pictured like myself in something like this. And so like because I hear about shelters a lot, about how they're bad they are, and like how like they're horrible, and like people just talking bad about them. So like I just thought like it would be bad, you know, and all this. And so when I came in, it was like different, because there's structure. There's like there's things you do every day, and there's nothing like you just sit and do nothing. Like there's something you can always do. And so when I first came in, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, you know? Like they have a rec room, they have like you can go to the kitchen, you know, all this stuff. Like I just didn't think like it would be like that. And when I first came, I was like, oh, it's kind of cool, like hearing about it, like all the what they did do, and like they can go to the park, or like they have every Sunday they have like a I forgot the name of it, but they can go to the YMCA and just, you know, for a few, like hour or two, and just have fun. But it like exceeded what I thought it would do, if that makes sense. It was just nice. And I was like, I love having the structure, you know, like it helps me learn like, oh, these, like you get up at this time, you go to bed this time, you know. And there's stuff you always did. There was nothing like you just sit and do nothing. So it was fun. After I got here, like things started to change. Like I was so shy. Like even before I came here, I wasn't doing so good mentally. I wasn't. It was just my whole overall like health was bad before I came here. Like mentally I was bad, and just coming here, like there's a lot of skills that I learned, and like they helped me, like doing like anger reduction group. Like I thought I didn't need it, but I did. And like they helped me like learn like all these skills that I didn't know I can do, and like just knowing more about myself, you know, like finding myself. Like I found so much of myself here, because I didn't know, because before this I wasn't good. I was locked in my room most of the time. I wasn't good. And so now like I can talk to people about my mental health, and they wouldn't like shoot me down. They wouldn't tell me like, oh, it doesn't matter, like you don't matter. And here they told me like, you do matter, like all this matters. Like even if it's a little thing that you think is not, it matters. It means a lot. And knowing that like, I have people in my corner, no matter what it is, they're always there, that helps me know that I'm loved in a way, you know, like I'm cared for, I have food on the table, I have a roof over my head, you know, it helps me a lot. Talking to the therapist here helped me a lot. Talking to staff, having check-ins and all this other stuff, it helped me a lot mentally and physically too. And just having all of this, it helped. Having a mentor, it really helps a lot. Like she checks in with me, I check in with her, like we talk. It kind of like took me out of surprise. I never had one before. I never had a mentor like that. And when they were doing the applications and stuff for him, like for me, the application for me, and then for her, like I think it was like meant to be like us to be together as like a mentor and mentee, because like we mesh so well together, and like we're so funny, and we just love hanging out with each other, you know, and like we relate on a lot of things, and so it's just a lot, and I love it. So what I'm most proud of about myself that I've overcome over this 1.5 years that I've been here and out of here was the fact that I've grown and know more about myself, and I'm more open, you know, I'm open to talking to people now. I'm open to like meeting new people and like just being myself, because I was never able to be myself. And so now I'm like, I'm here, you know, and I'm making an impact on people, even though I didn't realize that I am. Like just being more of a person than I am that I never thought I would be. Because I never thought I'd be here, like right now, to this day, I never thought I'd be here. If Jackson Street wasn't here for me a year and a half ago, and if I wasn't here, I wouldn't be alive today. I wouldn't, because of how bad it was at my house, how bad it was being in that situation. I wouldn't be alive today. This was my place that like I knew from like when I first walked in the door, like I knew like I'm gonna be here because I couldn't go back, because if I went back, I wouldn't be here alive today. That's the honest answer, I wouldn't be here. There's always people I can talk to. I can call the shelter and talk to someone if I need it. I can talk to the therapist here. I can talk, you know, and just, you know, be here. It would mean a lot if you guys all would like help and donate to us, to the shelter, because it keeps people from me, like people like me from my situation. It kept me being the person I am today, and this would help a lot if you guys would donate to us and help us out, because if places like this weren't running, who knows what would happen to kids on the street or kids in bad situations. Like you would never know. And just knowing that like places like this are open, it helps a lot of youth on the street, youth in bad situations, and help us be the people we are today and help us. So if you'd donate, that'd be awesome. Ba-bam!